Hello. Hello. Welcome, students of class 10. Today I will be teaching you the chapter Natural Vegetation. I repeat, Natural Vegetation is the name of the chapter which I will be teaching you. I will be progressing through the chapter on these three subtitles. The first half of the chapter is definition of terms related with natural vegetation. Second part of the chapter deals with importance of forests or functions of forests. And last part of the chapter is forest conservation. In between, we will be dealing with types of forests. There are 5 types in your syllabus, and every detail mentioned in the textbook has to be learnt. The chapter is easy, but because the amount of data is so much, that is why it tends to become confusing. So I will be taking through the chapter in this procedure. So to begin with, the first term which you should be knowing is flora. You are familiar with the term? You are familiar with the term, but still write down the definition for flora. It refers to plant life in a particular region and in a particular period of time. Along with flora, we use the term fauna. This involves or refers to animal life. All species of animals come under fauna. All species of plants come under flora. So we come across these terms as we are going through the chapter. That is why you should be familiar with them. The next term is forest. Now, according to technical terms, a forest is a very large area of land covered with trees mainly. Along with trees, all other plants, shrubs and creepers that grow in that region come under the same terminology as forests. I repeat, it includes trees plus all plants in the form of bushes, shrubs, creepers or climbers. Clear? So that is a forest. Now we come to the name of the chapter, vegetation or natural vegetation. What does it mean? The term natural indicates no human interference has been there in the growth of these plants. They have grown entirely by the help of elements of nature. Not a single human in any form has interfered, either in the form of planting seeds or providing water or providing shelter or anything. So natural means entirely dependent upon nature, and vegetation again refers to species of plants, which covers again all these, along with trees, this also, this also, this also, bushes, shrubs and creepers. All growing in association means they are interdependent. There is an interrelationship between them. They support or sustain each other. Clear? So, strictly speaking, technically speaking, there is a difference in the definition of the term forest There is a difference in the definition of the term natural vegetation. Clear? How will you differentiate? Remember, natural vegetation has a wider concept. It is a much more comprehensive term. Under natural vegetation, we get all the forests. Under natural vegetation, we have grasslands. We have tundra type of vegetation. You remember this term? You studied in class 9. You have tidal vegetation. Tidal vegetation meaning particular species of plants and trees growing in marshy region where there is stagnant water. Clear? So, forests, grasslands, tundra, tidal vegetation, just a few examples which come under types of natural vegetation. So, these are the terms. I am not dictating the definitions because they are very much there in the chapter. You can learn the bookish definition or rewrite it in your own words. Now we come to the importance of forests. But let me tell you, all through the chapter, I will be referring to the forests which are in the syllabus, the 5 names mentioned here, as natural vegetation. Means I will use the 2 words as substitutes, even though their definitions are different. So do not get confused about it. Now, coming to importance of forest means you should be knowing the functions or the role of forests. And for this, if you draw a flow chart, it helps to remember it easily. Some functions of forests you must have studied in the junior section and you must be remembering. We put it under 3 heads. Productive function, protective function, and regulatory function. Now, under productive function, you simply need to remember that forests are a very important natural resource for mankind. And just write the term natural resource. And under this, you write down some of the products, some of the items that we get from the forests. The first most important product is timber. Wood is also known as timber. So timber we need it for commercial purposes. Then, along with timber, a number of other things. You can write rubber, lac, resin, gum is also there, turpentine oil is also there. Few examples only I am giving. Along with this, you can write some medicines. An example, write it in brackets, quinine. This is obtained from a tree. So there are many trees, many plants, bushes and shrubs which may be having medicinal properties, either in the leaves, the roots or the bark of the tree. Clear? So variety of things we get. These are just a few examples. Next, we come to protective function. Now, what all things do the forests provide protection to? Number 1, which we always forget, are the animals. Wild animals, their home are the forests. And forests provide you should know this term, habitat for the wild animals. When we cut down forests, animals are forced to come into the areas where human beings live. You must have seen video clippings and heard the news that in many places, wild animals are coming into the towns and cities. They are not to blame. We are to blame. We have gone into their shelters, so they are coming into our area. It's as simple as that. So forests provide protection to animals. Remember that? Next, they provide protection to soil. Now, how does this happen? When rainfall occurs, rainwater flows on the surface of the earth. This needs to be understood for later on also. So I just draw and show you what happens. When there is rainfall on the earth's surface, here, some percent of water goes below the earth's surface. This is known as percolation. Some percentage of water evaporates and goes back into the atmosphere. The remaining percentage of water on the earth's surface, it flows. This water, note down the term, is known as run-off water. Run-off, R-U-N, a hyphen and O-double-F, run-off water. Now this run-off water, if the speed is very great, it washes away the soil and causes heavy soil erosion. But in an area where there are many trees, forest areas, what happens? The trees are holding the soil. This is the soil here. The roots hold the soil, plus this runoff water here cannot flow very rapidly. The motion or movement or flow of the water is decreased, so there is less soil erosion and more of soil percolation. 2 points are interrelated here. That is why I have explained in detail. It is protecting the soil from what? From being eroded. Plus, it is protecting one more thing. It is protecting the water table. Water table is underground reserves of water. Deep inside the earth's crust, the topmost layer of underground water is called water table. Clear? Now, when this water, which I explained, is percolating downwards, the level of the water table is maintained. In towns and cities where there is dense population, what happens? People are carrying on using water through wells, okay? And they use lots of water, and everywhere it is plastered surface. So the water cannot percolate. Net result, water table is going down and down, and we are facing severe water shortage. So forests are helping to maintain the water table also. Clear? Next, these 3 points, remember. To this I will add one more point. It protects the soil fertility. It protects and maintains soil fertility. How? Where there are